Jump right into it. Okay, guys. Today's topic that we are covering is a bit of a deep one, but I think it's a really important one. We're going to be talking about self-forgiveness. I heard this line from Bob Proctor, and I think it's very simple, but I think it's really, really true in a lot of different ways, in the ways of what we can control. Depression is anger turned inwards. And and I want to expand on that because I've found that it's depression is unexpressed negative emotions or feelings that we have that we try to bury inside, that we don't express. This could be guilt, this could be shame, could be anything like that, grief, to the point where it starts weighing us down until a point where we cannot move forward. I like to think of it as we go through life, we're constantly got a backpack on that's got a few rocks in it. And every time we have a negative experience and we try and bury a negative emotion, we don't process it, we don't release it. It's like we pick that rock up and we put it in there. Oh, this person said this, and now I have to change how I am. And I become more closed off. This person let me down. I did this, so I can't trust myself. And we keep picking up rocks to the point where it gets so heavy, we cannot move. I think we've all experienced that in a point in time where we've had all these negative emotions build up to a point where we cannot move. And I like to think of self forgiveness as taking those rocks, the ones that we represent about ourselves, the things that we let ourselves down on in the past, taking them and dissolving them in whatever that looks like as a process. That's what it is. That's what self forgiveness really is. You know, I think that it's self forgiveness is important if we want to grow, if we want to move forward. And I think ultimately it's important to know that to forgive means to abandon completely, means to completely let go of something. And that could be anger, that could be hate. And it feels uncomfortable because a lot of our emotions that we hold, they're there to protect us. I let myself down. I need to know. I need to punish myself so I know not to do that again. But unfortunately, most of the time, it has a negative effect. So, what forgiveness really is, it's figuring out, what do I feel guilty about? Why do I feel ashamed in this moment? Why am I so angry with myself? And then absolving it. The process of forgiving ourselves, it really takes three steps. Number one, identify without exaggerating what we feel we need to forgive ourselves for. And this could be anything. It's like, oh, I've been not getting enough sleep every night, and I know that I should. And I'm angry at myself for that. I keep snapping at my partner, and I know that doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form, and I keep doing it. I know I should be saving money, and I'm not. Whatever it is, identify it. What do I need to forgive myself? What am I holding on to? The second step in this is we need a mindset shift. We need to shift our perception, to look at it differently. We need to see the situation in a different way. Now, this could involve therapy. It could involve writing letters of forgiveness to ourselves or meditating and sitting with those emotions until they soften. You know, I think for me, a lot of it is how do I shift my perception in this? If I'm angry at myself for going to bed, it's like, well, how can I be kinder to myself? How can I see this differently? I'm struggling to go to bed at night because I'm stressed about a lot of important things in my life that are worrying me because I care, because I don't want to be someone who doesn't follow through. So I'm shifting the perception so I can soften it. I can make it feel like I'm not angry at myself. And I love that story of the guy who hopped on the train and this guy came on with his kids and they were running amok and they were just causing havoc. And the guy was just sitting there not doing anything. And the guy got annoyed and he said, look, mate, you should probably look after your kids. They're annoying everyone on the train. He was getting so frustrated. And the guy turned around and said, oh, yeah, my wife, their mum just died in the hospital and we're on the way home and I don't really know what to do. In an instant, suddenly he didn't see him as a bad dad. He saw him as someone who just lost his partner. And we can have that same perception shift of ourselves. We're so judgmental and we look at ourselves so harshly. How can we look at ourselves and what's happening with kinder eyes? That's step two. And then the third one, and I think that this is probably the one that a lot of people struggle with the most who do personal development. Number three, We need to take action that aligns with the life we want to live. Otherwise, we keep picking up rocks. If we just spend all our time trying to forgive ourselves for what time we went to bed, but we never try and actually change what time we go to bed, we're just constantly absolving a rock, picking up a rock, absolving a rock, picking up a rock. So we have to start taking action in some way. So today we're going to do some journaling around this topic because I'm going to say this right now. You can't change what's happened in the past. You can't change what time you went to bed last night, but you can change how you think about it. And you can change what time you go to bed tonight. That's how we really do forgive ourselves. So let's do these journaling prompts. Take a pen, paper, write Mindset Monday, self-forgiveness if you want as a topic. Or you can open a new device, a new notepad on your device. And let's jump into it. I want you to just start by just taking a deep breath. I just said a lot of information. So you're probably analyzing it, thinking about a lot of different things. Just take a deep breath. Deep breath out. And let's jump into these. Question number 1 to journal on. The first step is to acknowledge. So ask yourself honestly, why aren't I doing well? What aren't I doing well at right now that I want to see improvement? And you can dot point 3 things. So I feel frustrated right now. I feel frustrated right now. And dot point 3 answers as A, B, and C. I feel frustrated right now. I'm staying up too late on my phone at night. I feel frustrated. I'm not saving any money. I feel frustrated that I keep eating unhealthily. Whatever it is, just acknowledge 3 things that maybe you might be frustrated with. Not a chance to beat ourselves up. Very important. We're just being curious. It can be something big, it can be something simple. Maybe you're frustrated you're not meditating each day like you said you wanted to. All right, excellent. And once you've got 3, just give me a thumbs up so I know to move on to the next one. Thanks, Tash. Thanks, Andrea. Good to see you again. Becoming a regular. Thanks, Riva. Once we get a couple more, I'll move on to the next question. Thanks, Simi. Thanks, Sue. Don't think I've seen you here before, Sue. Welcome. Jess, thank you. Anthony, perfect. Simi, excellent. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to look at your answers and I want you to put an asterisk next to the one that you want to work on today. Maybe underline it, put a mark next to it. The one that you look at and go, I really want to work on this because feeling frustrated and annoyed, this thing is causing me a bit of anger towards myself right now, or guilt or shame, any lower emotion. All right, perfect. Now, question number 2. I want you to ask yourself, why am I annoyed at myself in this situation? And dot point your answers. You can answer this by writing, I'm frustrated at myself because. And just dot point what comes to you. If it's about your bedtime, I'm frustrated because I'm waking up tired every day and not feeling like I have any energy. I'm frustrated because I keep being on my phone. I'm frustrated because I'm not progressing in the ways that I want to because of this. Whatever it is for you, no right or wrong answers. And as you're doing this, just being curious, not judgmental, and take a few deep breaths whenever you need to. Just noticing as you're answering these, what emotions are coming up within you. And just noticing if you feel like you've been suppressing these emotions. And noticing if you feel the need to want to run away from them. And just sit with it. Don't worry, we're going to soften the emotion soon. The first part is to just express that. Express that emotion. Express that frustration. All right, awesome. And just finishing up writing whatever you're writing right now. And we'll move on to number 3. As we desire to forgive ourselves and move to a more helpful state, why do you want to forgive yourself and move forward in this situation? That thing that you've put the asterisk next to. Why do you want to forgive yourself? What's your motivation? And I want you to dot point your answers after you write, I want to forgive myself because I want to forgive myself because maybe because it just feels so heavy and draining. Maybe it feels exhausting. Maybe because you really, in your heart, you really do want to be happy. Maybe you do want to love yourself deeply. And notice if you have resistance to this. That's okay. Take a deep breath into it. Deep breath out. And feel energy building up within you. Feel like you're talking to yourself like, yeah, I deserve to be forgiven. Yes, I want this. I don't want to carry these rocks around in my backpack anymore. I want to feel light. I want to feel free. I want to remove these blocks to love's presence. And again, just noticing any emotions that come up as you're writing. All right, beautiful. Just finishing up whatever you're writing right now. Just noticing whatever emotions are coming up. Perfect. No right or wrong way to do this. Sometimes I do this exercise, I feel motivated. Sometimes I feel really flat. But I always feel glad that I looked, that I took a peek in what's going on inside. And we'll move to question number 4. Number 4, and I want you to use your imagination right now on the back of that last question. How would you feel right now if you completely let go and forgave yourself fully? Like, look at the things that you wrote up the top for number 1. Imagine that they're just gone. You feel no guilt. There is no shame. All there is love. All there is forgiveness. All there is belief within yourself. And for number 4, you can answer this by writing, letting go completely would feel. Letting go completely would feel. Maybe feel amazing, freeing. like you have a clean slate, whatever comes up for you. For me, something that comes up is that I can finally move on and put my energy into worthwhile challenges. Just taking some deep breaths into these answers as they're coming up. And just keep expanding whatever comes up. All right, amazing. Just noticing how you're feeling as you're writing that. And we'll move on to our last journaling prompt. And this is where the action part comes in. Now that we've identified what we're feeling, why we're feeling that way, how we want to feel, this is a good place and a good mindset and a good state of being to decide this. Number 5, what are a couple of habits that you can commit to that will make you feel love for yourself? And I want you to dot point your answers. You can write the self-loving habits I could commit to are. The self-loving habits I could commit to are. Maybe it's giving yourself the gift of 7 hours of sleep. I know that keeps coming up. That's because that's something I'm working on. I'm just projecting a little bit here. And if you're wondering what some of these habits could be, look at some of the negative habits you wrote up top and write out what the opposite would be. If you're on your phone for too long per day, self-loving habit is have 2 hours a day where you put your phone away every day when you get home from work or something. I developed the habit of watching TV shows while I was doing cooking and dishes. So I've gone now to when I'm doing those things, listening to uh, inspiring stories and stuff like that instead. And education. Beautiful. All right, guys. And you can just take a moment now to just put your pen down. You don't have to take any of those actions, but maybe there's one of them that's standing out. You're like, yes, I know that that's a self-loving action. I know that that's going to aid in self-forgiveness and feeling good about myself each week. That's beautiful. And I'd love for you guys in the chat before we do the meditation, I'd love for you to just put a couple of words about how you're feeling right now. Are you feeling motivated? Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling anxious? Hey, sometimes I do this. I come out of it feeling more anxious. That's okay. But I come out more aware every time. Just give you guys a moment. Tash, more hopeful and kinder to myself. Love that, Tash. I am motivated. Love that. Love that zone. Reva, hopeful. Excellent. Love a bit of hope. Hope is a good state of being. Amazing. See me feeling hopeful too. Hopeful seems to be the one here. Calm. Love that, Dineshi. That's excellent. All right, perfect. I can move on at last and leave the past behind. Love that, Vicky. Mm. That's, I think, the best part of it. When you release those weights, I had chronic fatigue syndrome for 17 years, and that was something I just beat myself up over all the time. You're not eating the right food, you're not exercising, you keep smoking, you keep taking these drugs. Why do you keep doing this? You're not going to sleep, you're on your phone all the time. And it was always this back and forth, but it was just so angry. I remember doing a gratitude list for having chronic fatigue syndrome. I remember sitting there just doing it. And by the end of it, I started looking at it and realizing I was just scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't trying to make myself sick. And I started feeling more and more compassion to the point where I ended up feeling really grateful that I had chronic fatigue syndrome. And that's a great place to get to. When you get to that point where you've shifted your perspective of it so much, it becomes, instead of it being a negative thing, it becomes like a superpower almost. It becomes a learning, it becomes something like a launching pad. All right, excellent. Let's jump into our guided visualization. This one will go for 8 minutes, so we will go a little bit over. If you need to jump off, that's completely fine. I want you to just take a moment, just shake your body a little bit. Maybe you've got a bit of energy in your body right now. Just shake it off. We're going to do this meditation. Moving your body really helps release emotions in the body. So after doing that one, I know that I have to move a fair bit. So I'm just going to dance around like a crazy person, hopefully inspire you to do the same. Just let you know that it's all good. All right, excellent, excellent. All right, and just take a moment to find yourself into a nice, comfortable position. Feel yourself slowing down. If you're moving your body, just feeling yourself moving towards stillness. Just finding yourself into a nice, comfortable position where you can sit up nice and straight, head up. Just slowing down your mind. Feel yourself becoming more present. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Nice and slow. Out through the mouth. Just feel your body relaxing. Feel your mind slowing down. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And just gently close down your eyes. Arrive fully into the space. There's no expectations to be perfect, to do anything, to achieve anything. Just feel yourself surrendering to the process. And just giving your mind permission to go wherever it feels led on this journey together. Just take a deep breath into that surrender. Deep breath out. And we're going to start today's session with 10 really deep breaths in, 10 invigorating, really deep breaths. And when you breathe in through the nose, and imagine on top of your head, it feels like there's a hook that's pulling you up towards the ceiling. And when you breathe out, just let the air out. No need to force it. Let it out of your mouth. Let your body fall back down. We're going to do 10 of these breaths relatively slowly. And we'll take our first inhale in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in all the way in. Feel your body rise up, stretching out, filling up, and breathe out. Let it all out through your mouth. Breathe in all the way in. Really deep breath. And let it out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. And breathe out all the way out. We'll speed it up for the last 5. Breathe in all the way in. Deep breath in. And let it out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Deep breath. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. And just allow your breathing to return to normal. Just noticing how you're feeling. Checking in with your body, feeling any emotions running through it. And I want you to imagine right now that above you, in the room where you're seated, you can see this beautiful cloud of energy just floating above you. And it looks electric. And I want you to think for a moment about what color it is that represents self-forgiveness, that represents love to you. And see the cloud shifting into that color, swirling around. And I want you to imagine that you can feel this cloud moving down towards you. And you can feel it entering in the top of your head right now. And as soon as it enters, you just feel this beautiful feeling in your head. All these loving words just flow through your mind. I love you. I forgive you. You are good enough just as you are. I'm so proud of you. You just feel it swirling around your mind, all these beautiful words. You feel light in your head. It feels beautiful, and you take a deep breath into this beautiful feeling. Deep breath out. And you feel this energy moving down through your jaw, loosening it, relaxing it, all the way into your neck, into your shoulders, and you feel your shoulders just relax. And you hear those words again, I love you, I forgive you. You are good enough just as you are. I am proud of you. And take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. Feel that energy flowing down your arms, and you can just feel the cells in your body slowly changing. It's a surrender, it's a letting go. There's no anger, there's no guilt, there's no shame. All there is love and forgiveness. You feel this energy moving down through your chest, and you can feel it touching your heart right now, and your heart just radiates this beautiful energy outwards. It feels so good. It feels amazing. Take a deep breath into this beautiful, loving forgiveness. Deep breath out. And you can feel this beautiful energy, the color, go down through your torso, into your hips, all the way down your legs, all the way out the tips of your toes. You feel this beautiful energy in every cell of your being. You've completely let go. You've completely surrendered to forgiveness, to love. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And now you feel this energy touching the surface beneath you, and you can see it spreading out from you. Suddenly it's moving all over the floor. It's moving up the walls, all the objects in the room around you. You just feel any attachment to them released, any guilt, any shame. And all you feel is just love for everything around you. It's all covered in this beautiful energy, and you just feel so good. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. There's love for this device that you're doing this experience on. There's love for having a roof over your head. There's love for having clothes, for having books, for having a pen and paper. You feel all this love for everything around you just emanating out of you and just harmonizing you with it. Take a deep breath into it. Deep breath out. And you feel this love and forgiveness just going all through your house. You can see your kitchen, your bedroom, lounge room, all just completely covered in this beautiful energy. You just feel love for all of it. And in your mind, while you're completely surrounded by this beautiful energy, you think of a moment in the past that you feel guilty about. Something that you knew wasn't the right thing to do. Or maybe you had no choice, but you feel a bit of guilt about it. And you can see yourself in that situation right now, but you're in this beautiful state of love and forgiveness. And I want you to look at you in that situation. See that version of you turn around feeling guilty, and you look at that version of you and you just send this beautiful energy. You say, I love you. I forgive you. You are good enough just as you are. I'm proud of you. And just see the weight come off them. See them relax. Maybe the guilt's still there, but they just feel so good to feel seen, to be loved. And just send that beautiful energy to them and see them healing, see them letting it go. Maybe not fully, but as much as they can. And I want you to think about another thing in your life, maybe something that you feel angry or disappointed in yourself for, something that you're not doing, or maybe something that you are doing. And I want you to see yourself again in that situation, see yourself looking that way, doing the thing, and imagine that you're coming from this beautiful place. That version of you turns and looks at you, and with a big smile on your face, you just say to them, I love you, I forgive you, you are good enough just as you are. I'm proud of you. And you can see them shifting their mood. Take a deep breath into it. Send that love to them and see them just relaxing. See them even changing what they're doing, their behavior. See them feeling lighter. And just notice how good this feels. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And I want you to imagine right now that you're staring at yourself as you are right now in this moment in a mirror. Imagine you're in a bathroom in your house and you can see yourself looking at yourself and you're in this beautiful energy. And you look at your reflection and there's a bit of guilt, maybe shame, whatever emotion they're experiencing, and you just look yourself dead in the eye and say, I love you, I forgive you. You are good enough just as you are. I'm proud of you. Just bring a smile to your face as you say it. And just send that beautiful energy towards yourself. See them relaxing. See them smiling, feeling relieved to be forgiven, to be loved, to feel good enough. With a deep breath in and a deep breath out, you can let go of that image and come back to your body, and you can just feel all this love, this forgiveness all through your house, all around you. And take another deep breath into it. Deep breath out. Just feeling the cells, the emotions in your body shifting. And just feel that energy coming back towards you. See the color moving out of the house all the way, coming back along the floor towards you, leaving traces of the color all through the house. It's all been touched. Feel it come back into your feet, come up all the way through your body, through your legs, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your arms. Feel it come back out of your head, back into the cloud. And as you look down at your body, you can just see this beautiful energy radiating in your body. Look up at the cloud and you say thank you. And you just see it dissolve. Just take a moment right now. Thank yourself for being here, for going through this experience, and just take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. And in your mind, I want you to repeat after me. I love you. I forgive you. I am proud of myself just as I am. Take a deep breath into it. Deep breath out. And you can start to bring some gentle motion into your body. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes, move your shoulders in whatever way feels right to you. As you come back into your body, becoming aware of the temperature of the room, how you're feeling. And with another deep breath in, deep breath out, you can slowly and gently open your eyes. Welcome back and well done. Excellent work, guys. Well done. And just taking a moment to do anything you need to do. If you need to write something down, take some deep breaths, hold on to an image, whatever you need to do, that's completely perfect. I want to thank you all for coming here today. You know, you could have been anywhere here on a Monday night. I mean, I don't think maths is on. I don't know. Is maths on? Is it not? I don't know if it is. But you could have been doing anything, but you're here, which is amazing. You're working on yourself, and working on yourself is the beautiful gift of becoming more than you currently are. And I like that because if you don't change anything, any new thoughts, any new beliefs, any new opinions, any new skills, you are now all you're ever going to be. And every time you come and you develop that's what personal development is. It's the development of different personas into existence. So just by being here, you're growing, having some new thoughts, exploring some new neural pathways. So just thank yourself for being here. Now, the way that it works is you can jump off if you want. If you can leave a review in Meetup, give some feedback, that would be amazing. One of the reasons why we are reaching so many people, we've been going for over, 3 years now? So we've been going for a very long time, every week. I'll keep doing it. People keep showing up. But if you leave some reviews, then that definitely helps us reach more people. Each week we have like a challenge that we do in the WhatsApp group. So if you want to join the WhatsApp group, there is a link. And if you also want to help out with some of the meetup fees, there's a link for PayPal, and there's also a form if you want to give some anonymous feedback on the sessions. Maybe some things you want to see changed or anything like that. But other than that, the way that it works now is I turn it over to you guys, and everyone who is on the call has a chance to, and because there's so many people who want to get through everyone, you have a chance to either ask a question, share an insight, because I think we're all teachers and we're all students. So maybe there's something on this topic that you've got to share that would be of value to other people. Or maybe you want to share something about your experience. So one of those three things. What I'll do now is I'll make it so that you guys can do it. Start with the people who've got their videos on. So first up, we'll go with Carrie, then we'll go with Dineshi. Beautiful, Carrie, if you want to unmute yourself and an insight, a question, or a takeaway.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Sorry about the background. As usual, I'm traveling. So yeah, I'm in a mall right now. So I locked myself in a room here, so it's quiet. Anyway, thank you, David, for another wonderful topic today. Self forgiveness. So, I'll just like to share about my recent experience. I've been really frustrated or maybe guilty with myself because I'm here at my house of my parents. They're old, and the old people, they're very, very hard headed. So they have they've been experiencing their lifestyle diseases, like they have diabetes, they have hypertension, but they still keep on choosing choices that will, you know, um, make the sugar go up, or they do not really mind about being healthy or something like that. So I'm so frustrated. It's like I'm parenting my parents. So I'm on this stage now, and sometimes I catch myself like being sarcastic or mocking them for like choosing those choices that are not really good for them. Example, when my mom really likes to eat sweet, even if her blood sugar always raises every day. So it's kind of really frustrating for me and for her, of
Yeah.
course, because I hear her pain, and if she's in pain every day, like neuropathy
So,
on her feet.
yeah, yeah, fair enough, Curry. So what are you
Mhm.
taking away from the session today then?
So like I feel so guilty about like being very harsh to them when it comes to their health practices. So like I'm very strict with their diet. So yeah, I catch myself for being so harsh because they're my parents, and yeah, I wanted to be compassionate with them because they're
Yeah,
getting old and it's not all the time that I've been with them. So this is
yeah,
like a chance for me to
yeah,
be like my treat them fairly and to be compassionate
yeah. I love that,
because
Curry.
I don't feel being in their side because I'm still young.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful,
So
Carrie. That's thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think it's important, and that's a great one because you can forgive yourself, but you can also change what you're doing at the same time in that situation. So, yeah, I look forward to hearing how you go with making those shifts and changes. Excellent. Thanks for sharing,
thank you
Carrie.
so much.
No worries. All right, next up we've got Dineshi, then we've got Simi. Go for it, Dineshi. Oh, there we go.
Right. Yeah, that session was yeah, really helpful. I think something I took from that is that I struggle to forgive myself because I don't like to admit to myself that I've done something wrong. Like I like to think that, oh, I don't care. Like, oh, they deserve what they got. And sometimes it makes me even more angry now.
Mm,
So it's kind of like admitting to myself, yeah, that was wrong, but I do forgive myself for doing that.
yes. I like that. That's a really good perspective to take on that. And noticing when you have that experience where someone said this one time to me and it's like, I've never seen anyone get away with anything. And it's like everything in our life, all results, you trace it back to a moment where we did something. And if we're doing things that, make us maybe not so happy with ourselves, then yeah, it ends up coming back to us in some way, shape, or form eventually. And even if it's just noticing it. So yeah, I like that perspective there, Dineshi. That's yeah, interesting. Mhm.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Mm. Like to see how you go about resolving that. Is there something that's coming through to you, something goes in like a shift or a change that you want to implement as a result of that thought?
As in with forgiving myself, or
Yeah. Yeah.
like you kind of did, you can think like you did what you did because that was all you knew at that time. And I forgive
Yes.
myself for that.
Perfect. Love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a great perception. It's like I remember someone saying, "Oh, I think it was Jack Sparrow in a movie in one of the Pirates." He's like, someone said, "Act your age." He's like, "I don't know how to act this age. I've never been this old before." And it's very true. It's like we don't realize that we don't know things. Like if I could go back and see some of the things I did when I was 15, it's like I did it because I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't realize the repercussions. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Taneshi.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, cheers.
Beautiful. All right, next up we've got Simi, then we've got Andrea. So yeah, you can ask a question, share an insight, or a takeaway. And we'll try and move it a little bit quickly just because we do have a few people.
Hi, Dave. Thank you so much. It was beautiful. I have a question.
Yep.
So, if you have any strategy or anything to do when you see that you like when you know that there are some situations that triggers you snap and explode at something and react and being rude. So something that I could control myself to don't do that.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. First thing is take a few deep breaths. Whenever you're angry, you're in a certain state, and one of the quickest ways to change your state is to take a few calming breaths. The second thing is try and see it from their perspective. And you can do this by, first of all, looking at something good in that person. Because no one's evil. Even when someone's pissing you off, there's something that you like about that person or something that you can admire. So look for the good within them and then be curious. Ask questions. When you react, you throw gas on the fire. If they're saying things to you, it's like, okay, ask a question. Why do you think that? And try and understand their perspective. I find that you go from being judgmental to curious. Being curious in situations. Everyone's got a story about why they're doing what they did. Maybe they've been in this situation and they've been abused by someone else before, and they've got their guard up and their defense mechanism is activated because of it. A lot of the fights I ever had in relationships just became because I reacted and I didn't get curious about why they were feeling that way, how what I was doing might be impacting them. So take a few calming breaths, think about the person that's in front of you, what you like about them, and get curious. And I'm going to say this is a skill. I don't expect you to nail that first time. The first time you ask a question, you might sound passive aggressive. You might even sound condescending. Um, and that's okay. It's a process. You just get better at it the more that you do it.
Thank
And
you so much, babe.
and the more that you look for the good in them, the easier the conversation will be. That's really key because everyone's trying to their best they can with the level of awareness that they have and with the traumas and defense mechanisms that they have installed to keep them out of trouble. Everyone's doing the best that they can. They're not intentionally trying to hurt people. Even when they're doing that, that's a defense mechanism. Perfect. Thanks,
Thank you
Simi.
so much. Thank you.
All right, next up we've got Andrea, then we've got M.
Sort of missed a bit at the end of the talking.
That's okay. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
oh, I'm struggling to hear you there, Andrea.
Oh, sorry. When your battery goes flat and your phone screen goes dark, it doesn't do that when you're on a Zoom call, and it's annoying.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, really struggling to hear you. Have you got like a microphone closer?
Oh, I'm doing this on my phone, but I think I, I'm I'm living about 10 kilometres from the middle of Canberra, but I've got a crappy phone signal.
That's okay. That's all right.
Signal.
Yeah, I can just hear you. Do you have a takeaway, an insight you'd like to share or a question?
Well, yeah, I know sort of just something I've noticed is that I've sort of been able to let go of and forgive myself for a lot of things that I didn't know, why I was doing them or whatever, and that I now do. But then every time I think I've managed to forgive them all, I seem to come up and start doing something else that I don't understand why I'm doing it and don't want to forgive myself for. So it
I,
seems to be an ongoing process.
Yeah, I find that as soon as you determine a worthwhile goal, something really big that feels like it's your mission in life, and you start pursuing that, unconsciously, unfortunately, forgiving ourselves is one part of it. But then the second thing is we also need to take action towards something that we feel is meaningful, like our reason for being here. I can do all the forgiveness, I can do all the healing exercises in the world, but if I don't actually go and fulfill my mission, I'm going to consistently, unconsciously know that I'm not doing that. So I find that whenever that's happening to me, like I feel like I'm in that circle, it means that I'm not taking an action or doing something that I know is part of my purpose here.
Well, one of the things I'm needing to forgive myself for is that I'm not taking the actions and
Yeah,
that
see,
I
and then
don't
it
know
becomes a
what I'm
circle.
doing.
Yeah, then it becomes a circle. The
Yeah,
way out of that is, yeah, determine a goal, something that you want to move towards, and start taking some kind of action. That sounds very, very simplified. And if you feel that that's difficult, there's a video on YouTube that you should watch called the Terror Barrier by Bob Proctor. One of my favorite videos. Every time I feel like I'm like, yeah, I'm not making a decision, I'm not taking a big action, that's the video I go to. I feel into it. I really watch it. Like I full attention, take notes, and I go into it with like what it is that I'm working on at the time. And every time at the end of that, I make a decision that, yep, whatever it is that comes up for me from watching it that time, I'm doing it. No matter what, I'm doing it. Otherwise, personal development just becomes knowing more about ourselves, and then it becomes an analysis paralysis.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, my situation is a bit more interesting than that, in that I'm late diagnosed autistic and ADHD, and trying to get through other things and sort of mess out my house with hoarding when I got stressed, and
That's
so
that's it. It does sound interesting though. Interesting is good. That sounds like something worthwhile of
my
working out
life
what to do with it.
my life is definitely interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
excellent.
just getting there.
Yeah, perfect. Well, it sounds like you're on your path at the moment, Andrew, which is great.
Yeah,
All right.
there was something about a WhatsApp group, but when I asked a question in the chat, but then of course it all disappeared when I fell off, if there was any answers. So
Yeah,
is that for everyone?
I'll just put the link back in the chat. So if you want to join that, go for it. All right.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, Andrew. Thanks for sharing. Um,
yeah,
Next up
that's
we
good.
have M. I'm not sure what your name is, M, but it just says M, so I'll just go with that. Would you like to unmute yourself and share a takeaway, a question, or an insight? Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
oh, me.
Yes.
Sorry, me.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, M. I'm sure you have a. What was your name? Sorry.
Um, Mariah.
Mariah, welcome. Good to see you here.
Thank you. When I was writing the forgive myself list, I realized that there's a lot of other people that I need to forgive, but I know it's like part of the same coin in a way. Like I think I'm struggling to forgive certain people because I struggle to forgive some of what I've done.
Mm,
Or how I think or do things. And I think, uh, oftentimes you forgive others, not for them, but for yourself. It's like you don't want them to be living rent free in your mind. So I would like to do
100%.
that more because there's a lot of anger. I still
Yes.
have a lot of anger, but anger is a sadness in disguise. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. There's always like a primary emotion and a secondary emotion. So sometimes we can be sad, and then that translates into how we show up in the world as anger. Um,
Mm,
and I like what you said before, because when you're angry at someone else, someone said this really well. It's like taking poison and expecting the other person to get sick.
that's true.
When
Yeah.
you're angry, you're the one who feels it. I'm sure they can feel it, like, you're sending that energy out at them. I'm sure they do feel some kind of thing, emotion. But yeah, 100%. When you're working with forgiving other people, it does shift the exercise slightly. But
Mm,
for me, it's about writing down what I'm angry about, and then just forgiving. For the other person, I always, whenever I'm angry at someone, I just write them a letter of forgiveness. And I try and see things from their perspective. It's like, I forgive you for, say, what they've done. And I say, because. Like, because you don't know any better. You're not trying to hurt me. You've just gone through some things yourself. It's probably causing you your own problems in your own life, which isn't good for you. And I really do hope that you do well in life. That's my process. So it starts
um,
with identifying it, saying why I forgive them, and then wishing them well.
can you also be like, I don't forgive your actions, but I forgive you.
Yeah, perfect.
Um, and sometimes it's hard to know where you draw the line of being understanding as well. It can be quite hard because
Yes.
there is a thing called karma, and getting angry or feeling unforgiving is also sort of a karmic reaction towards what they did. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very deep topic. The main thing that I look for within any of this work that I do is what's going to shift my energy. My energy is the important thing, whether I'm right or wrong,
mm,
or whether it's, I just go, is this helping me or is it not helping me? Is it
mm,
shifting the energy? Am I feeling a energetic emotional shift? If that's the case, then whatever I'm doing, if it's a positive thing, then I keep doing it. If it's not, then I
mm.
try it. It's all about finding a method that works for you, and different people require
Yeah,
different methods.
that's a good focus actually.
Mm,
Yeah, and like
perfect.
by doing that and focusing on how you can be better, it others are gonna enjoy it more too by being a better person.
Yes, definitely. Like I
Yeah.
I remember when I did first got into personal development, I worked with this lady and it cost me like $7,500 to work with her for 6 months. Never done anything like that before. At first, my parents were like, "What are you doing? You're an idiot. This is like so much money. It's a scam or something like that." 3 months later, they said, "David, you working on yourself has been the best gift that you've ever given us."
Wow, that's
I have
amazing.
I used to have a lot of anger and resentment towards my parents, and now I see them all the time. I ask them great questions. We have a beautiful relationship. You know, every time in Mother's Day, I write her a card that's like 2 pages long about how much I love her and how she's incredible. I'm definitely the favorite son now, which is also a good thing. But it's just shifted everything completely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's you know, me and my parents have had a rocky past and
I
all
like
that kind of
I
stuff,
like
but
to do
yeah, it's great now. Mm, yeah,
very
forgiveness is a
relatable.
skill. Yeah, forgiveness is a skill, and it's something that you get better at the more that you
Yeah.
work on it. And it's, yeah, all these systems and all these processes, they work. You just got to work the ideas. All right,
Mm.
amazing.
And it can take time.
Oh, yeah. I
Thank
mean,
you.
but have we got anything better to do? Like, I mean, we could do this and feel
That's
more
true.
love, more acceptance, more peace. I'm like, have you like, has anyone got anything better to do? I know maths is on, and I know you want to catch up with TV shows and all that, but I'd rather feel more love and more peace and more joy and more forgiveness. Those things are what kind of, you know, make life feel like worth living to me personally. So yeah, that's a good thing. All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks for coming, Mariah. I appreciate your question, or you know what you said, your insight. Next up, we've got Vicky. Then we've got Brittany. Go for it, Vicky.
Hi, I'm asking for some help because I'm trying to simplify my belongings. Um, I'm just observing friends and so on. Some of them have got 4 bedroom houses and then they've got storage units they're paying for as well. And, they're got rooms full to the ceiling with stuff and all the cupboards full and whatever. I live in a small unit, but I'm trying to simplify and declutter so that I can use every space and feel as though my place is more spacious. Have you got any ideas on that? Because I'm trying to free up my mind as well as free up what's around me, because I think that that also has an effect on me psychologically.
Mm.
Mm.
My question to you would be, is this important or is this like a side quest?
I'd say it was important.
Okay, perfect. When something's important to you, how do you want it to be? How do you want to feel about your apartment?
I want to feel like I um, I'm just not accumulating possessions just for the sake of it,
Hmm.
like a habit.
Yeah.
shopping just for the sake of shopping, like
Notice
I've
how
got
you
some
flipped
sort of,
over to the opposite
yeah,
really quickly. So I want you to stay with it.
right?
What would your apartment be like in your ideal situation? I want you to imagine that whatever you say right now, you're speaking into existence. How would it be if it was how you wanted it to be?
With clear surfaces and with items that I really treasure and maintain rather than just accumulating for the sake of having a possession. Yeah.
Mm. What I would be focused on is seeing the vision of what it looks like and how it feels. And
Okay.
I would be closing my eyes and imagining that the house is exactly how you want it to be. And not trying to force this. A lot of when we go into these things, first of all, we try and this is what I want, and we try and get into the doing. First of all, see what you want and fall in love with the idea.
Right.
Because when you come from a place of love for the idea, the actions actually become like a natural thing. It's when we try and force it and try and make ourselves do things that it becomes unsustainable and it becomes very exhausting. Even the
Right.
people who say, oh, yeah, I push and I go like this, they're not actually pushing, it's who they are. They think that they're pushing and it's like, yeah, they are disciplined. So there's no force in it. They just do the things because that's who they are and that's how they be. So it's easy for them. And they're saying I'm pushing them that because that's what it looks like and that's what it feels like to a degree. But they've just accepted the idea. So the first thing is see the vision,
Mm.
understand what that vision looks like, describe it so you can see it very clearly.
Mhm.
And then after that, the second step is like achieving this vision, I am now. And just making a little short statement about who you are. I'm someone who has a very clean apartment, has minimal possessions, everything I keep in my apartment I love. So vision and identity. And I would literally not focus on doing anything other than that for at least a week. Just seeing that vision, falling in love with it, and creating that identity. Like, who is that person? Who is that version of you? I'm someone who's let go of possessions around me, anything like that. I no longer hold on to things. Having that clear description of the person that you are, those two things are going to be the thing that shifts. Because before we have a physical shift, we have an emotional shift.
Mhm.
Hmm. Exactly, Em. Match the frequency of the reality you want. There's a version of you that has a clean apartment, and there's a version of your apartment that is clean. Match the
Mhm.
frequency. Hmm. How does that sound, Vicky?
Sounds good. Yeah. It's the fact that I just want to simplify my life,
Yeah. Even have a
and
look
not
online too.
hold on to the past.
Yeah. Also, maybe even have a look online for affirmations on YouTube about having a clean house and just have them playing as you're doing your day. Like when I'm at the gym, I have like an affirmation tape that I just listen to while I'm there. Just goes on repeat. And it's all about how
Mhm.
healthy I am, how I make great choices for my health. I get a good night's sleep. I trust my body to know what foods do well. I take the right exercise every day to sculpt my body in the ways that I want to see it. And I describe it. So I've got this affirmation. But then when I want to feel disciplined, there's one on YouTube that I just listen to. I just listen to that while I'm doing dishes and stuff like that as well. If I don't want to listen to more information. Perfect.
Thank you.
My house is full of stuff. Yeah, definitely, Andrea. It's definitely a shift because when we see ourselves as someone who holds on to things and we have that idea, like for the very long time, I was someone with chronic fatigue syndrome. You asked me, how are you going? Yeah, oh, the chronic fatigue syndrome is getting to me. And it was something that I always talked about. And even in the WhatsApp chat with Brittany, I've posed that challenge to not talk about it anymore. That's one of the also things that my coach said stop talking about the thing that you don't want anymore because the more you talk about it, you're putting effort and focus on it. So focus on If someone asks you, how are you going? Yeah, I'm going well. The apartment's getting cleaner and cleaner. I'm getting more and more organized. I've got more and more certainty in the person that I'm becoming. I'm working on my image of being this person. That becomes the talking point. No one's asked me how my chronic fatigue syndrome's going in a very long time. Why? I don't talk about it. I only talk about it in instances like this. This is about it. All right, perfect. Thanks, Vicky, for asking that question. Now, next up, we have Brittany. And then after that, we have Sue. Go for it, Brittany.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, David. As always, self-forgiveness is really something that I've struggled with. But one thing you've said recently in the Q&A is like everyone is doing the best that they can, and we have to realize that, you know, that's true for ourselves too. At the time, you know, if we don't forgive ourselves, like we were just doing the best we could at that time. And I'm really just trying to focus more of my energy towards like my goals and moving forward.
Yeah, I love that, Brittany. And I think a key part of that is everyone is doing the best that they can with the level of awareness that they have. If we want to do better, we have to raise our level of awareness. And that awareness could be like in Vicky's situation, her level of awareness of exactly what that apartment looks like in the way that she wants. Raise that level of awareness of exactly the person that she is becoming. We raise our level of awareness and then we have access to those frequencies, those thoughts, those actions. So everyone's doing the best with the level of awareness they have. And some people are not ever going to do anything to raise their level of awareness, which means they're not going to be able to do better.
Exactly. But we can, because we're here and we're raising
Yes.
our.
Yeah. There's one of my favorite lines ever was 1% of people think, 4% of people think they think, and 95% of people would rather die than think. Thinking is bloody hard work. Like if I say to someone, sit down and write out 10 ways you can make your life better, 95% of people are like, go away. I don't want to do that. I don't want to think about it. If I say to you, hey, before you go to bed tonight, write down all your wins for the day. I don't want to think about it. But those are awareness building things. If someone says, write down 10 things you're grateful for every morning, I don't want to do it. Why? They don't want to think. Thinking is bloody hard work. It's the most exhausting work that there possibly is, which is why pretty much no one engages in it. I mean, you walk around, you look at people and you go, what the bloody hell are you doing? And they're like, oh, yeah, well, it's like they're not thinking. Because if they thought about it for a second, if they analyzed it, if they shifted their perception, if they asked themselves, is this helping me get where I want to be in life? They would never do it. But then there's 4% of people who read all the books, go to all the seminars and all that, and they think because they have got all this information, they think they're thinking. And then there's the 1% who takes the information, does something with it. I reckon I spend 70 to 80% being in the 4%. At best, I'm maybe 20% in the 1%. And my goal is to become more in that 1%.
Depends on what the thinking is with me.
What was that, Andrea?
So it depends on what the thinking is with me.
Yeah, exactly. But then that's also what's the thinking that's most important for what you need to do. See, for me, with what I need to do, the thinking is how can I be a better coach? How can I write down after this session 5 things that I could have done better? What are 5 things that I did well? Most people will be like, I don't want to do that. But guess what? That thinking is going to grow my awareness and make me better at what I do. And I'll be honest, 1 in 5 times I do it. But now that I've mentioned it, tonight will be one of those nights. All right. Beautiful. Next up on the list, we've got Sue, then we've got Rose. So, Sue, if you want to unmute yourself, ask a question, share a takeaway, offer an insight, go for it.
Thank you, David. I hope my voice is clear.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really helpful for me to think about the frustration that I have encountered today, and then try to sit it down and then just write it down everything, and then behind the scenes, like just realize that there's a lot of like common feelings that I didn't know that until I write it down, that there's kind of like, oh, it's actually because I was feeling overwhelming. I didn't know, like, it was like, I have a lot of things to do. And then, oh, that was the common feelings, like, you know, it happens frequently. And then, yeah, it's really good to see it. And I want to answer questions like, when I actually trying to, when you say like, oh, how we can forgive ourselves, and then I read out a list of like things that oh, maybe this is why I feel this, and maybe this is why I need it. And then I realized that, oh, okay, it makes sense that I might feel overwhelmed because there is a lot of other things which I do not know, and I'm working for it. It makes sense that it will take time to finish, or things to finish. But I was very impatient, like I wanted to finish it. So I mean, like, so at that time, for self-loving habits that you said, like, I can commit to, are, I don't know, like, I was just like, okay, for example, I would like to say to myself that I know it's okay that taking longer to start to finish, like, according, it doesn't go according to the plan, or like, it's, I don't know what sort of like are the things that you would do at that time, like to do as a self-loving habit.
Yep. Okay. And self-loving habit it's open for interpretation. Thank you again for just sharing what you did just then, and the question. For me, in your position, I would, as a self-loving habit, it sounds like you've got a lot of things to do, a big to-do list. I would take that to-do list as a sign of self-love. I would take that list, write everything down, put it into an order of how you want to tackle it, and then give yourself the self-love to just spend whatever amount of time it is per day on going through that list. It might be half an hour, might be 10 minutes, might be 15 minutes, but that way you've got that list in front of you and you can see yourself slowly just ticking off things one thing at a time. That'll feel really freaking good.
Yeah.
And a big thing for a lot of people when you're in that situation, what's going to happen is you're pretty much every day going to be, I don't want to put the idea into your head, but for me, in those situations, I end up just starting to beat myself up every single day. When I get into that situation, my number one self-loving habit is I go into every single night, write out every win I had for the day. And I'm talking about ate a good lunch, exercised, was kind to myself, called my mum, journaled for a little bit, smiled, laughed. And I literally go through every little good thing that I did for the day and try and find
Yeah.
absolutely everything and write it down. Because when you've got a big to-do list and you're not doing it and you feel like you should, or it feels pressure, the opposite of that is to celebrate everything you are doing right rather than the emotional intensity of everything that's not going right.
Yeah, that sounds very important. I would like to try that. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, do that for like 7 days. Like every night before you go to bed, just write down everything that you did well for the day. Anything, even just like writing wins, drank a glass of water instead of a Coke, anything at all.
Yeah.
Patted
Yeah.
a dog, was nice to a stranger on the bus, whatever it is. And
Yeah.
then the more you look for it, the more you're going to feel good about yourself, the more you'll start noticing things that you're doing every single day. And you'll start feeling so good that the energy will shift and you'll find the actions even easier again to do.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I just finished up wrap like my work, like just before before your sessions, and it makes me really like, oh, okay, like, to come back to really calm state, and especially the 8 minutes or at the end meditation, yeah, it makes me a lot like more calm. I was just like, okay, yeah, I did a lot, like it's yeah, it doesn't have to beat a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like tonight, write down on your wins list. Went to a session by some random dude on the internet, participated, learned a few things, met some cool people, and just yeah, just go on a rampage about it. So well done. Well done for getting here, Sue, even when you're quite busy with everything. That's a big win.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yes, M, that can replace a gratitude list if you want to. I personally do both. And with gratitude, I have like a few different ways that I do it. So I'm always shifting it. If I'm working on a goal and I'm starting to feel resistance for the goal, I shift my gratitude to everything I'm grateful for about working on my goal, the growth, and everything like that. But I always try and make something about the world, something about my past, something about my future, and something just completely random. So with my gratitude, it's gratitude in the morning and wins at night is my kind of thing.
Sorry, for the future, what
Yeah.
sort of
But it can
like
be
range?
you don't have to wait until that moment comes for you to be grateful for it now. Like I'm getting married in 4 weeks. I'm literally being like I'm being grateful right now that I'm going to hit my goal weight and I'm literally seeing the image of me at the wedding, my beautiful partner walking down. I haven't seen her dress yet. I can see her and I'm already grateful for it. Like it hasn't even happened yet, but I'm already grateful that it's going to happen. So you can be grateful for things that haven't even happened yet.
Okay, yeah. Are
Yeah.
you really going for a wedding in one in 4 weeks?
Yep.
Or
Yeah. So
oh
me and
yeah,
my
congratulations.
oh, thank you, thank you. Got my Bucks party this weekend, so that's gonna be fun. Um,
Okay.
everyone's like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I'm playing golf," and they're like, "Well, we could go to this, and we could go." And I'm like, "Nah, we're going to golf, and then we're going back to my cousins for a barbecue." And I'm like, "They're like, oh, we'll go out to the city." Nah, I'm going home. They're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but it's all guys. We've got to go find." I'm like, "You guys go do that. I'm going home." It should
Yeah.
should be good. Should be good fun. But yeah, you
Yeah.
can be grateful for things that haven't happened yet. Like you can even be grateful that you're going to forgive yourself fully in the future.
Mm, yep.
Like the only, what is it? Oh my God. I love this quote by Neville Goddard. We are only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. Probably my favorite quote of
Mm,
all time. Weakness of attention because we need to be able to focus on what we want. And because everything's competing for your attention right now. Everything, the news, every time you look at your phone, they literally use the right colors to try and draw you in. Like this is sophisticated, like attention grabbing stuff. So we've got to stay focused on what's most important and then have a very, very amazing, expanding imagination that helps us see people the way that we want to see them. Um, with my parents, I saw the relationship I wanted to have with them before I had it. I imagined it. I had imaginary conversations with them. I've
mm,
experienced a lot of the goals that I've succeeded in. Like I was running, I was working 40 hours a week and going for runs on Friday in my mind a month before it happened. And that
mm,
was at a time I was on 5 prescriptions, couldn't go to sleep, had insomnia, bipolar disorder, um, like sick to the like literally to the point where I was just not able to function. But I could see in my mind what it would look like. And I had to keep seeing it and kept seeing it because your mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. That's the most important thing. If you have a nightmare and you see something vividly, you wake up with a like racing heartbeat, scared out of your wits, and nothing actually happened. You just imagined it vividly. For me, I was so sick, I had to imagine health. With my ADHD, I was like, I can't focus. I can't do this. I had to see myself sitting there for 3 hours at a time and loving it, completely immersed and focused on what I was doing. I saw that way before I did it.
mm.
That's very, very important with all of this stuff.
Yeah, I was like, how long do you do imagination? But you seems like take it a lot as long as it's makes you to you sit with as long as it takes, or do you like every day like 3 hours, like 15 minutes also?
For me, it varies. Like I do a visioneering of my ideal day every single day for about 4 minutes, but sometimes I feel really far away from my goal or it feels hard or difficult, and then I have to up it to like a 15-minute really deep in one. Yes, love Neville Goddard. I've read The Power of Awareness and Awakened Imagination. I can't even imagine how many times. It's on my bookshelf back there and it has red underline and stars all over it. It's amazing. And yes, from Rose there, if anyone wants to dive into self-forgiveness and they want to do a meditation, copy from Rose there. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to butcher it. It's like the Ho'oponopono practice. Um, Only do it if you're okay with bawling your eyes out and really feeling some intense emotions. Um, it's yeah, I did it. I thought I was pretty much forgiven myself for everything, and then I did that and I just bawled. So do it if you want to expand. You're like and really jump into it. But I'm just gonna uh, tell you if you do it fully and commit to it and really go into it. Yeah, it's pretty intense. All right, perfect. All right, amazing, guys. Thank you so much for coming along, sticking around this long. I think this is the longest we've ever stayed on afterwards. Some great conversations, some great questions, some insights, and some takeaways. I don't know, guys. I just really appreciate you guys coming along this journey with me, being here. I imagined being on these calls, what was it, 3 years ago, and I imagined having 10 people on a call. And I just kept seeing it. I was like, yep, this is the way. And then I think a few weeks ago, we had our record 38 people on a call at once, which was huge. Um, but I've still got a goal in my head. Guess what? That goal is 50. So we'll see. We'll see. By the end of this year, that's part of one of my subset goals is 50 people. I wanted to get to 2,000 members by the end of this year, but we're going to smash that. So I might have to set a higher goal for that one. But yeah, absolutely. What was that?
Someone mentioned Neville Goddard in the chat, and you mentioned the Neville Goddard book before, and I didn't catch the title.
Oh, it's called The Power of Awareness. If you look at it, hang on one sec.
I'll Google it and have a look.
If you go to get it online, there's a version that's got two books in it. It's this one. That's what it looks like. Fantastic book. If you have a look at my writing in it, there is like literally, I've kind of like studied this book to the point where like there's red pen on every single page. I did a whole month of reading one of the chapters every day.
Well, could be borrowing it from the library, so
Maybe you'll have to write it out somewhere else.
yeah, I'm writing it somewhere else, but yeah.
Yeah, there are some chapters that I don't know if I'm just not intelligent enough to understand it. Some chapters I've had to go back to and revisit, but some of them I just skip because they've got no real relevance to me. But some of them are just so good that I just read them over and over and over and over again.
So I take it they're two books and one's the wrong one or something.
Yeah, there's two books in one. So there's yeah, The Power of Awareness and Awakened Imagination in this copy. But you can read either one. I like The Power of Awareness probably better than Awakened Imagination, but I don't know. Awakened Imagination goes on a lot about God and religion at a part. And I'm I don't know if I'm religious. I like the idea. I can say the word God. I used to be a full-blown atheist, but now I do believe that there is some kind of higher power. I just don't know what it's called. Spirit, energy, oneness, consciousness. I kind of go between all those things as I learn and expand with it. But yeah, I can definitely say the word God now a lot more comfortably. I've talked to him a few times in some really intense breath works, and he's said some pretty cool stuff to me, which is great. But I don't know if that's just my consciousness creating a vessel or something. So who knows? All right, guys, we've gone for a while. Thank you so much for sticking around. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've got something to take away from this. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And if you're sitting there on the fence, like, oh, should I put some work into forgiving myself or exploring it? Just give it a week. Just do the challenge in the WhatsApp group that I'm going to be posting tomorrow. I'm going to make it really simple and easy. I've done this work and I can't even put into words how powerful and how rewarding it is. It's the difference between walking into the bathroom and looking at yourself in the mirror and not being able to make eye contact with yourself and just trying to get through being in there and distracting yourself and then sitting in there. Like I go in there now and I sit there and brush my teeth and I look at myself and I just go, how you doing? And say, well done today. You did this well, you did that well. It's like, you're doing well, you're looking good, you're putting the effort in at the gym. I can notice it. People are noticing it. Really proud of you, man. It's like, my partner came home from the hens and I'd cleaned the house and everything. She was just so grateful. She was, very loving energy, and she was just like crying. Tears of happiness. And I have that relationship now because of things I did over the last few years, not because of one thing, 1 week or something like that. Consistent effort. Um, you'll never regret doing the work, but you will regret it if you jump between too many different things. You have to pick one thing to stick with. If self-forgiveness feels like it's really aligned with you right now, do the exercise that we're going to do. Ask me for even more depth to the exercises, and you can go deeper and continue it. Of all things I've done, I think loving myself and forgiving myself has probably been the biggest gift I've ever given to myself and my parents. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great one. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all next time. All right, see you
Thank
guys.
you.
No worries. See you guys.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.